What's up everyone? This episode is brought to you by Pavel skateboards. Pavel are handmade by Donald over in Germany since 1983. He makes some of these rocket ship boards for the best slalom skateboarders in the world. If you'd like to get your hands on one, check out pavelskates.com. And keep an eye out for Gustavs Pro model. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Get That Skate podcast. I'm Jack Main in a new room, but I've got a very special guest here tonight. I'm going to give him a bit of an intro. It's a very special one. So tonight I have the 2024 Tight Slalom World Champion, the 2024 European Slalom Champion, the 2024 Latvian Slalom Champion, 2024 Riga Sportsperson of the Year, the organizer of countless slalom events, and what I really liked to hear earlier tonight was he's the organizer of 43 downhill events, which is solid. I have a good friend here tonight, a fantastic slalom skateboarder. I have Gustavs.
Hi guys.
All the way from?
All the way from Latvia, Northeast Europe represented.
Tell the people watching just a little bit about Latvia before we get cracking.
Well, yeah, Latvia is a rather small country. We are like 1.8 million people. So, and historically wise, we don't have such a long history. We gained our independence after First World War.
Okay.
After Second World War, we got occupied by the Soviet forces. So we became part of Soviet Union, and we regained the independence in 1990. So technically, yeah, it's a short history of our country. It's a small country. Then again, we are fierce in slalom skateboarding in some other sports as well.
So I met you in Argentina a couple of years ago at the World Skate Games, and we'll definitely rip into that. But formed a relationship straight off the bat. I think Latvians are wonderful people, funny people too. And one quote that you said, funnily, when we first met was "flat country, fast skateboarders."
Yeah, fact.
Yeah,
I said that. Yeah.
So Latvia, it's bordering Russia. What else is it bordering?
As well, it's a bit of Belarus, and then we are part of so-called like Baltic states.
Right.
We're like separate countries. It's Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. So people might know about Estonia that they are the creators of Skype.
Okay.
Stuff that we used back in the day. And yeah, below us it's Lithuania, super famous in basketball, and also for longboarders. You probably know the Born to Ride leathers.
BTR leathers?
Yeah, BTR leathers.
Right.
And the founder is Šarūnas Rasalas. He's from Lithuania. So
Okay.
all the small countries can do cool stuff.
Awesome. So we've spoken about Latvia. Just tell the people watching, because the Get That Skate podcast is predominantly a downhill skateboarding podcast. You yourself are a slalom skateboarder. And just before I get you to tell people a little bit about slalom skateboarding, I may have mentioned it to you during the week, but for me, my kind of path through skateboarding was in Australia, like longboarder, Sector 9 cruisers. I found the ASRA forums, and the first kind of meetups or like skate sessions I had that weren't with my local friends who tried it and then moved on to other things was actually a slalom event. So a lot of the people that we've spent a lot of time with this week have been there since the very, very beginning for me, because I ended up going to slalom events, slalom meetups. Saw Ramon Koninghausen come over in 2009 or something like that. But for the people watching, downhill skateboarders who might be interested in listening to this podcast, just explain slalom skateboarding, because it can break off. You know, you got tight, hybrid, GS. Just give me world champion words of what slalom skateboarding is.
Well, slalom skateboarding, it has rather long history. It has been, there have been competitions in 70s, 80s. In Europe, it was super active in late 80s, early 90s to like 1995. There's like 10 countries, usually 10 countries represented in the events. Then it a bit died out, but all the slalom movement restarted in California, Morro Bay usually. Mainly, when they held the World Championships, early 2000s, 2002, 2003, and 2004, also international riders started to come by. And it resurfaced again. A lot of let's say, the stars of those times and a lot of new faces mixed all together, and slalom grew. And slalom is something that a lot of people like to do because it's competitive discipline. Then again, it's quite technical because you need to be good regards the gear. So the same thing as the downhill. And well, of course, nowadays slalom boards and downhill boards, they're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, the setups are very, very similar nowadays. Yeah.
So for someone who has absolutely no idea about slalom, weaving around cones, and you actually finally said to me the other day, "Can I give you some tips?" When I was doing, and you said, "Turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right," which that's slalom.
That's slalom. Well, of course, people probably have seen like alpine skiing events. It's pretty much is the same thing, just we do it on asphalt and we do it on skateboards. And the main disciplines usually are three. Giant slalom, when we do it on a steep hill usually. And then two others are hybrid or special slalom. It depends in how it's called in different countries. But yeah, it's with cones spread apart a bit. And tight or straight slalom, which is usually in a straight line or with just a small curvature, which is the fast movement discipline, probably the most technical one as well. And usually hybrid and tight, it can happen also on a flat surface.
Right. So I know that you compete in any and all slalom disciplines, but you were the 2024 tight slalom world champion. You've probably had a lot of other accolades in your time, but what's your favorite discipline?
Favorite, I would say, it's hard to tell. Well, I do better in tight slalom, but back in the day when I started, I really liked the giant slalom. But I need to improve my skills in that, definitely, yeah. So
you're here in Australia. We told you to come over last year when we met you again over in Chieti.
World Skate Games, yeah, right.
For the World Skate Games. Again, we're going to talk about that. But you're here in Australia. How did you end up here?
Well, quite simple. Just booked tickets and flew over. It was a long trip, but worth every minute. I'm here for a week, but unfortunately leaving already tomorrow because, of course, work stuff. And I was really looking forward to finally visit Australia because it's like a long dream of mine. Because when I was a kid, I watched Formula One, and usually, just like this year, Melbourne is the first event in Australia. So, and plus, of course, well, back in the day when Latvia was occupied by the Soviet forces, my grandmother's sister needed to flee the country, and she actually flew all the way to Australia, just to run away from war. Yeah.
So you have family here, but you're not.
Yeah, some super far relatives. Fortunately, she already passed away. But one thing to remember of me being kid that she sent to my grandmother that stayed in Latvia, just like calendar, pretty much calendar with Australian animals. But for me, it was a big thing because, of course, we are North Europe. We don't have kangaroos or koalas running around.
Yeah.
So that's something very special that I remember from childhood. So finally I made the visit, and it's been great so far.
Sweet. Well, we've loved having you here. Thanks for coming. Tell us a bit about what you've been up to in Australia. Like, what was the main reason for coming?
Probably visit Reptile Park.
Okay.
See kangaroos. No, it's of course the slalom events as well.
Yeah.
So last weekend we had the Australian Nationals
held by Cross.
Yes, in Canberra.
Yeah.
And of course there was hybrid and tight disciplines. Plus they had 2 ditch races, which is something that is not that popular because of course not that many places have ditches. But then again, those banked slalom ditch courses are something quite unique.
Yeah.
Especially the first one that we had, and. That was something. Yeah, I got a bit scared, but ended up doing it. It's all good. I'm happy.
So you skated the Ainslie. The dates are a bit juggled around this year just to accommodate like a better weekend of actual slalom. But they held the Ainslie Ditch on Friday, which is also known as the Teeth of Doom. I've skated that. It hurts. The transitions are sharp as. How'd you go skating the ditch?
It was a bit scary. I crashed once, but ended up all good.
Yep.
Then we've continued the weekend with hybrid and tight, and on Monday it was the Stromolo, right? Yeah, Stromolo ditch, which is very mellow, very simple, very nice. Yeah.
So, what do you think of the skaters at the slalom events on the weekend? Did you have a good time at the event?
Yes. Well, they are of course super friendly, like Aussies usually are, because I spent a lot of time with you guys in Chieti and Tortoretto in skate games. So it was fun. The level has grew, and it's nice that we have some nice battles with the locals. And
I think, and I've told you across the week, and not just me, but other people mentioned as well, but we're really appreciative of you coming all the way over here. I think it made people go harder, even at the GS. It was making people, I could just feel people just wanted to take you down, and they couldn't. Tell us a little bit about your results over the last week, because five events
Yeah, it's
in
like
one week.
Yeah, correct.
Almost.
It's like 5 events in like 9 days.
Yep.
So yeah, the long weekend. So Friday was the first ditch. Ended up being one of the last ones. Hybrid, I won it. In tight, I won again. Then the Stromlo ditch, I got third. Of course, Paul Shaddock, with his experience, was unbeatable there.
Yep.
And yeah, just yesterday, of course, we had the world famous pump station, Pump EGS, which is like around 1 minute course. Usually GS courses are not that long. Usually they're around 30 seconds or something. And so yeah, it was a bit of a challenge. But yeah, I'm happy that I got the win there, and I have the so-called course record for a year.
That's right.
So yeah,
until I take you down.
Well, we'll see about that.
What about Ryan Nichols? He was sitting at like 5th place all day, and then final run, I think it was, just jumped right up to second, right behind you.
Yeah. It was it was super tight. Yeah. It was close. It was against, who was else there? There's Adam Yates, Jacko, and Nathan Paff. Yes. So we all fought for the win. I was a bit in the lead, so they were getting closer and closer. So maybe with 1 or 2 more runs, I would lose the lead. But yeah, it was fun event. Yeah. And the main thing, it was so long and so stressful on the legs.
Super hot Australian day. The walk back up took it out of you more than the skate down. Like, the course was challenging, and we've used the same course for some years now. I just want to give a shout out to the Blue Mountains board riders. They couldn't make it that day due to travel and work commitments, but they've been holding down that hill for as long as I've been skating, looking after that road, holding events. But yeah, you said it's a long track. It's all I know for GS. Like, you'll probably laugh at me, but when I went to Argentina, like, I just thought the giant slalom course there was just like, come on, you got to do better than that. They kind of changed it, but that's because I'm used to that 1 minute long track, but it's so fun. I push myself, but the heat, like, we slept well last night, didn't we?
Well, yeah, regards the heat, I checked. The hottest temperature ever recorded in my country, Latvia, is 37 degrees.
Yeah.
Yesterday, iPhone and some homepages showed that it was 37, 38. So pretty much it is hottest day ever for me. Just some slalom event in Australia. So it was amazing. And
car ride home, you're a bit quiet in the back seat.
Yep. Yeah, we're super tired. Yeah, exhausted.
So tell me about, like, what else have you been doing in Australia?
Of course, visiting ocean, visiting Sydney, just some bit of a tourist stop. Of course, the reptile park, just see all the cool animals.
So you went to the reptile park with Duddy and Nat?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was fun to go with them, of course, and it was great experience. And actually, the reptile park is the #1 Australian tourism object, or they got the award the year before.
Well, like, because we haven't had a lot of international people coming in recent years, like COVID and all that, but previously we would have lots of internationals coming. Even if there weren't events, we'd have people visiting, kind of living here for a bit. And I think the reptile park, well, it's close to where I live, but I think it's a great place for internationals to come to see, like, animals, like, from Australia, because we got Taronga Zoo in Sydney and other zoos around Australia. We have lots of great Australian animals, but the reptile park, and you probably would have got a bit of a scare there with all the spiders and the snakes and whatnot.
Yeah, of course, and all the crocodiles. But yeah, it was great. Of course, there's so many things to see and do around, so I'm a bit sad that I need to leave already tomorrow. Yeah. Because I had a short list what to do, and now when I'm leaving, the list to do just got 5 times bigger. So yeah. It was great. Yeah.
So you checked out Sydney Harbour?
Yeah, just a little bit. Of course, the Opera House, just see it from...
It was full tourist mode?
Yeah. I was one of the thousands. Yeah, there's so many people around, so it's a bit of a difference. Like, going to big city. You
spent a couple of days and nights at Duddy's. We stayed at Dave Miller's in Canberra. Shout out to Dave Miller for the hospitality for all of us every year. And then you've been at mine for the last few days.
Correct.
And even though you said you're sad to go home and the post-skate trip depression was kicked in before even leaving, I'm sure you're excited to get away from the loud Young Thug music in the car and the profanities that come out of Australians?
Well, I almost got used to it, so it's
almost. Will you be prepared for next time?
Probably, yeah. I'll just put my AirPlugs in. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
So let's wind it right back. I just want you to tell me and obviously the people listening, how did you get into skating?
Well, for me, it was rather simple. My father used to skate, and he was he's so-called godfather Latvian skateboarding in general. Because due to Soviet Union times, all the information from the Western media was impossible to get it, and so yeah, it all came to Latvia rather late. It's super late 70s, early 80s. So in the first events were held in 83. It was in my city, Riga, capital city, also Liepāja city, where Toms Dreiblats and Endija Līga, also well-known slalom riders are coming, and a few other places. So it kind of started rather late.
Yep.
And I started because my father used to do it. He was the organizer and one of the locomotives of all the skateboarding in Latvia. Yeah.
And what was your father's name?
Gustavs Gailitis. Yeah. So he passed away in 2011, but he was like well-known slalom skateboarder. He even participated in some downhill events also back in the day with some big names as well. Although back in the day, some of the downhill events were like just like 25, 30 seconds, just straight line on timed runs, and that's it. So it's a bit different kind of thing than nowadays. Yeah.
Right. And your dad, I've seen some pictures of your dad through your social media. At Paris, he was he working for a broadcast company or
Latvian television? He was like doing back in the day different kinds of work, but one of them was he's like sport journalist in Latvian television, so he also helped out to put skateboarding on map in Latvian television as well.
That's special.
So other people can see it, of course. And
good on him.
So actually my family is rather big because I have a lot of sisters and brothers, as I like to call it. So I have my brother Gunters, who also used to compete a bit. Now just cruises around the city. Yeah. And then from my father's second marriage, I have two sisters, Anna and Elisa. Right. They're the two famous blonde girls that also compete in Argentina. Yeah. And Anna even became world champion, which is a big thing. And then from my mother's side, from second marriage, I have two more sisters, Dominic and Elizabeth. And Dominic is the one competing now again internationally. She was in Ketty. She was in Worlds 2023. And and also two more brothers, half brothers from my father's third marriage. So they're playing beach volleyball. So unfortunately, they went a different kind of route. So I have quite a big family. Majority of us are doing slalom, doing it internationally as well, competing. So we're really enjoying it.
Man, it's cool to think about this, how skateboarding is like rippled through your family. It's like a real family affair. I'm trying to think in downhill, like you got the Roger Bros, you have Roger and Bryn Jones being family members, but I don't know if it's stretched as far as having, father, siblings, I
guess in downhill it's probably not that common, just because downhill is more like youth thing.
Right.
We can of course name some riders in the late 30s, but they're not that many. In slalom it's a bit different. Slalom, usually we have riders that are like 10, 11-year-old till like 60s, early 60s even. So it's a different kind of thing. So there's a lot of father, daughters, and then brothers, sisters. So it's more like a family thing, family gathering thing, and that's cool.
So I want to talk about the first events you started going to, and then, because I know you've mentioned, well, actually first, tell me about this, because you brought me a gift. Shout out to Gustavs.
So that's Kvass, Latvian soft drink.
Kvass, Latvian soft drink. And I haven't had it yet. You brought this for me all the way from the other side of the world.
Because usually Jack is drinking liquid death, so it looks quite... he just needed some changes, so I decided to bring something for him.
Thank you so much.
So you're welcome. And this is it's quite popular actually in Baltic states, I think also in Balkans as well.
Malt beverage.
Yeah. So it
kind of smells like a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, it's something similar. And well, of course, back in the day when we were little, we just took off all the paper from the bottle.
Whoa.
Yeah, good stuff. I know. So it looks like fake beer.
How do you pronounce it?
Kvass.
Kvass.
Yeah.
1863.
Yeah. That's when this company was started. Yeah.
Wow.
But of course, Kvass is a historical thing in other parts of Europe as well. Yeah.
Right.
But, rather good one.
So while we're on topic, you've brought me this. You brought me some chocolates as well.
Yeah. Right.
Very kind of you. You tell the people watching who might want to come to Australia, or the Australians who can have a laugh about it, what kind of treats have you had in Australia?
Well, I have a complicated relationship with Vegemite, so I'm not going to go in details, but in short, I tried Vegemite, and then I did a Harry Clark. Okay. I got rid of it, let's say like that. Yeah, but although it was super tasty, I'm going to try it again. Just probably my stomach just couldn't handle it.
Right.
What else? Well, we had, of course, some meat, some butter stuff.
Yeah, well, after your trip to the reptile park, we actually had kangaroo sausages.
Right, yeah.
Then we
and
had crocodile
crocodiles as
sausages.
well.
Shout out to Duddy and that.
Yeah.
But you've also had you've had shapes.
Yeah.
Any Australian chocolate?
The soft ones that not chocolate, but
Oh, Lamingtons.
Yeah.
What'd you
as
think
well.
of them?
Yeah, they're super nice. Yeah,
Yep.
super
And
sweet.
Scotch
soft.
fingers.
Yep. All the good stuff.
And we did a little trip to Coles this afternoon, so you can stock up for all the fam. Back home, we got some shapes and lots and lots. You got more Vegemite than I thought you did.
I'll give it a second try. Yeah.
Right. All right. So yeah, let's go. Your dad was a slalom skateboarder.
Yeah, mainly.
What age were you like exposed to slalom skateboarding?
So yeah, just to quickly explain. So so my father was one of the first skateboarders in Latvia, but back in the day there was no info about other disciplines. So they started super late 70s, early 80s. So like unofficial birthday of Latvian skateboarding is 83 when they started to do first events. But for the first time, Latvians only saw street skateboarding only in 88. When they visited back in the day, we were still part of Soviet Union. And some Latvians managed to go to Czechoslovakia. So probably you guys know Czech Republic, Kozako Challenge, stuff like that. Back in the day, Czech Republic and Slovakia was one country. There was European Championships held. Latvians went there for slalom event and saw street skateboarding for the first time. So yeah, it all came rather late. So yeah, as my father was already doing slaloms, he was hooked on slalom skateboarding. So yes, in 2005, it was my first event. He introduced me as a cone judge to slalom skateboarding scene. So I started like that, but a week later there was another event and I was already participant. So yeah, I really liked it, enjoyed it, started to participate. And yeah, actually in 2006, I went to the first World Championships.
Right.
For me, and it was in Brixlag, Austria, hosted by Donald Campbell and the Pavel crew.
Wow.
So yeah, almost 20 years.
20 years of slalom skateboarding.
It's a lot.
And then how often were events happening around the time that you started? Like how, and were you practicing as well?
Yeah, from time to time. I was still in high school. Yeah, right, back in the day. And well, we had I would say 4 to 7, 8 events in Latvia and 2, 3 international ones. Well, mainly in Europe, of course, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it was nice hobby after school activity that I loved, yeah.
Okay.
Still
and then when, at what part because it takes a while to break through and gear and everything. What part did you start getting good?
I would say rather late, might be 2016, 17.
Okay.
Although I had some good results before as well, but they weren't that stable. And of course, in slalom, it's rather competitive discipline, so everything should be good. You should be in good shape, equipment everything should be set up properly, and there's a bit of a luck because in slalom we're fighting literally for thousandths of a second. So yeah, in short, in slalom we have the cone course. If you hit a cone, usually it's 1 second added to your final time. So you need to go fast, but then again, you need to be clean. You don't want to hit many cones.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of races. Usually I'm a bit used to losing by few hundreds for a few thousands. That happens. So that's why luck is something that's in the first years wasn't with me that much, but recently it works quite good.
Were there any moments in your early days, like going to events where, like that moment where you got hooked? Because I remember my first kind of events, I was like, there were the big names were there. I was nervous. I was scared. The road, I'm coming from downhill, but it could have been too scary. Do you remember a moment where you were like, okay, I'm hooked. This is what I'm doing?
Firstly, I'm thinking about downhill events, but probably going to talk about it a bit later when I got hooked on downhill skateboarding. But regards slalom, it definitely was 2008 World Championships in Gothenburg, Sweden.
Wow.
There's some footage, of course, still available from that event. In my opinion, that is probably one of, if not the best organized event ever in slalom skateboarding, because there was a huge crowd of spectators, organization, everything went smoothly, perfect, all the cone judging, everything. One day we had a rain delay, so they had quick plan B. We went indoors. Everything was done super smoothly, like a proper sport should do. And it is something that I saw that slalom can really become something bigger.
Right.
So good times.
So I'm trying to find, like you said, 2016 was when you started getting really good, because I know a little bit of history about, in downhill skateboarding, full bag is a name that some people are familiar with. Patrick Switzer, he had a pro model board with full bag. It was called the Elise. But you were also someone who had a pro model board with full bag. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, actually it goes back to 2011, and Miguel Marco, Fullback Skates owner and creator, decided to create my pro model board for slalom skateboarding. And I'm the first Latvian skateboarder in any discipline that got his pro model, because of course you probably know Madar Sapse. He's like world famous street skateboarder, rides for Element, Red Bull, GoPro, and many other board brands. And yeah, he got his pro model like half year after me.
Flex.
So of course, slalom is way smaller
the
thing.
First to
then
do
again,
it.
first is first, you know. And so it was a great thing to have my pro model board. I knew that people in all the continents had it, so it was quite cool. For example, I got like a Facebook message from a guy in India who ordered the board from Concrete Way web shop in Germany, and he just was asking me about some setup.
Wow.
Just like, it's like a special thing for me, of course.
It's a special feeling. Like I feel like similar feeling when I see where the Get That shirts go around the world, and it's just incredible. But a lot of people know me as a board collector. I've kind of made a decision lately to just start collecting pro models of my friends, and now the hunt is on. Like I got to find one of your boards.
Yeah, same.
I'm obviously going to chuck a picture up of it, but how much did you have in the design and the specs? How much did you have like behind the scenes building that board?
Well, Fullback, they really like the simple shapes back in the day, so it was all rather simple. Regarding the design itself, it was like, it said Fullback, Gustavs Gailitis Pro Model, and also it also is mentioned in memory of Giga, or in memory of Gins Gailitis, my father, because the Pro Model came out 1 year after he passed away. Plus, my surname translating from Latvian means rooster. So in Fullback, in the letter A, the hole in the middle was like a rooster shape, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because of course I still have the board, but mine is already a bit scratched. So also I'm actually searching for one, just untouched, still in packaging. Yeah, just for memories.
What I've learned in collecting is that there would be one out there. There's probably two out there.
Yeah.
But so I'm sure. That's what little. Nice tribute to your father on the board, on the graphic of the board. I'm sure he would be super proud of you. But it's cool knowing, like in downhill skateboarding history, and if people are into that, knowing Fullback, because they're not a company anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately not. They switched to making snowboards, but now, unfortunately for several years they're not active anymore. Yeah, but still the boards are out there.
These boards are out there. I think it was some of the French Canadian riders.
Yeah, Quebec. Yeah, that's region from Fullback.
Yeah,
originally comes, and when I started riding for Fullback, that's literally the year 2011 when they had Patrick Switzer as the World Cup Series winner, of course, with Fullback Elise. And then Louis Ricard, Canadian, won the hybrid at World Championships, which is a big thing. So pretty much the top brand in slalom and downhill in the same year. And so I joined the team. So
and that Elise board just became like a grail in downhill skateboarding and collecting. Like these days, if there's a Elise in good condition, even like terrible condition, people are just on it because they want it. And it's like, I wonder how many were out there. Did you ever find out how many of your boards were out there?
No idea. Probably not in thousands, but yeah. Several, I don't know, maybe 40, 30, something like that. Not that many.
If you're watching this and you have one, let me know, and just tell me how much you're charging. But so you had the pro model. You said 2011.
Yeah, 2011, 2012. Yeah, the switch, because first I had it without graphic, and then graphic came out. Yeah.
Okay. Let's fast forward a little bit, because I really just want to dive into the slalom. Obviously, Get That skate, downhill skateboarding. But as I mentioned, my roots are in slalom skateboarding. But let's talk about when we met and why we were in Argentina. So we met in 2022.
Correct.
We were in Argentina for the World Skate Games. It wasn't your first World Skate Games though.
Yeah, correct. Because
it was the first World Skate Games that had slalom.
Correct, yeah. But in 2019, we had the World Skate Games, or then they were called World Roller Games in Barcelona, and I participated in downhill. So ended up being in like 85th, 86th place for 120 riders or something. So definitely not in the top, around the bottom. But then again, of course, for sport to grow, we need more countries in. So it's super happy to present my country. And it was a good time seeing all the big stars and big names. So I participated there in downhill. 2022, I participated in slalom only because due to finances and unfortunately work stuff, I couldn't stay for downhill.
Right.
So I did only slalom in Argentina, and of course most recently Italy, Chieti we had the slalom, and Tortoreto we had the downhill. So yeah, technically I'm also the first skateboarder that has done slalom and downhill in general in skate games, and also at the same skate games.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah. So Argentina, what was the lead up to Argentina? What did you need to do to become part of the team that was representing Latvia?
Oh, for slalom skateboarding, we have International Slalom Skateboarding Association, and we have our rankings.
Right.
And so, of course, first of all, you could be just in a good position in the world ranking, and then every country can still add like some people like have some national qualification events or stuff like that. So yeah, I ended up being on the team. Was super happy. Yeah, unfortunately, as it was rather far, of course, because usually the race events happen in Europe and North America. Although recent years we have big races in Brazil, Australia, and Japan as well.
Right.
But yeah, in those times, so yeah, it was after COVID. It was rather far, so we didn't have that many riders there.
Okay.
Although yeah, almost all the best. We were missing Joe McLaren that year, unfortunately.
Yeah.
To have proper battles. So yeah, some people were calling it Latvian championships with friends, just because we were taking almost all the top spots, especially in men's division. Although yeah, there was a great fight with American riders and many others like Czech guys, of course. Jakob Jurman took the GS victory, which is was big emotional thing, and yeah, that was cool, nice to see. Yeah, because he started slalom rather recently.
Right.
So yeah, but although he was big in Imola, called decathlon. Yeah. So yeah, big sports guy in general. So yeah, he managed to grab top spot in GS, which was like big surprise.
Was it your first time in South America?
Yeah, it was my first time there. Yeah.
And what did you think of Argentina? Because sadly, like it was our first time meeting. We didn't get to spend a lot of time, but I feel like that place changed me. Like everything about it was so cool. It was so eye-opening. The food was incredible. Obviously, the experience of World Skate Games, which I'll touch on after I hear about your thoughts on Argentina, but it was just such a good trip. So what did you like about Argentina?
Well, first of all, of course, weather, because being from North Europe, yeah, that part of the year, usually we have snow already. It's all foggy and mushy and rainy and snowy. So it was, that was the cool thing. Of course, the food itself. People were super friendly, which is something that, of course, we have different kind of stereotypes of different countries or regions. But then again, if you travel, you meet the people, you understand, like everyone, in the end of the day, we're all human. We all like to interact with others. And of course, South America is famous for being friendly, open-minded people. And yeah, we had a really great time there.
Yeah. And obviously you have a crazy backlog of events that you've hosted, been to, traveled internationally for. But what was it like having an event with the top riders from so many countries? Do you remember how many countries we're representing in the slalom?
In Argentina?
Yeah. 10 countries. Yeah. How many riders?
I think for guys it was around 35.
Okay.
I'd say not that many, but yeah, because it was quite far. We had Brazilians, of course, as well, and then guys from UK, and then Japan, Australia, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, and but yeah, it was, of course, last year in Italy it was way bigger because it was a bit closer to like a lot of countries that are doing slalom.
So much easier to get to for a lot of people.
Of course, yeah.
Argentina as well had a pretty stacked women's division as well, which is always great to see, but obviously bigger in Italy. How did you finish up in Argentina?
I ended up second in. So we had usually World Skate Games, something new that we had this so-called rain day in case something goes wrong, like it was in Italy.
Right.
So one day rained out, cool, we had like spare days. So in Argentina, we didn't have such issues. So we ended up doing 4 disciplines. So it was GS, ended up being like 9th or something. Then hybrid, I was 3rd. And then tight and straight, we had like 2 separate disciplines. I was second, and I also took the 2nd position overall, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we are Latvians. We took, it was Yanis Kuzmins who won the event. And Toms Drablets was behind me, and of course Artur Liskos was also right nearby. Yeah, so it was a lot of Latvian anthems.
And Elisa and Anna were there as well.
Of course,
what were their results for Argentina?
So they took several podiums, and Anna managed to win the straight slalom, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And they took a 2nd position overall, went to Anna. Lynn Kramer dominated, of course. It's not a big secret. She's the legend of slalom skateboarding. And Elisa got 3rd or 4th. I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Well,
it's been so many events since then. So
for the people watching at home or listening, I'm testing Gustavs, who I nicknamed Good Stuffs, but he is great at just pulling info from events from the past, like results, where it was, who was there, like times it probably. But yeah, I'm going to ask you a fair few times. If he gets it wrong, cut him some slack because he's got so much up there. But yeah, Argentina, it was just such a good time. The people there were so beautiful, and where the slalom was, like on a racetrack.
yeah, it was proper like
It was
racetrack for
such a
supercars and
good
stuff.
venue.
Yeah.
I felt like the gradient of that hill, like the steepness of it, it wasn't dead flat. It was, I just loved everything about it. I obviously stayed for the downhill, but you did get to check out the downhill because the giant slalom was held at the downhill track.
Yeah, pretty much the last 1/8, 1/7 of the whole downhill, like last turn and a bit more.
Yeah, I would say, maybe like a fifth even or a sixth of the hill.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was, and that's the cool thing that we at least shared the same asphalt, with the uncle guys.
Yeah, that was at Punta Negra.
Yeah, Punta Negra.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah. So Argentina finishes, you go back to Latvia, or what was because you did a bit of traveling right after Argentina, right?
Yeah,
New
like
York or
quick,
something like
quick
that?
stop, because of
Right.
the flights. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Although, actually, Argentina, we didn't flew directly to Argentina. It was from Riga, capital city of Latvia, to Finland, Helsinki, then to New York, then to Chile. Yeah, actually, we flew to Chile, then took not flight but bus ride to
Wow.
Mendoza, Argentina.
Over the mountains.
Andes, the famous mountains.
Yeah.
And then from Mendoza again another bus ride to San Juan, if I remember. Yeah, correctly. Yeah.
Damn, what do you think the total travel time was?
Several years. Yeah, it took almost forever. But of course, I was traveling with my sisters, Anna and Elisa, and Tom's Dreiblat,
Right.
my slalom buddy. So it was rather fun.
Yeah.
Of course. If you have a good company, time doesn't matter. Yeah, so it's cool.
So Argentina finishes, you do a bit of travel after you go home, and you've mentioned to me through the week that the winters can be pretty harsh in Argentina. In Latvia. How much were you skating after Argentina?
Well, I remember we came back and like literally a week later we went to just like local radio station to give interview, me and Anna, because she became world champion.
Right.
And it was literally we were going into the radio station. It started to snow. So pretty much we had usually Latvian winters we had like proper snow. I would say like end of November, sometimes mid-November to like mid-March. Of
Right.
course, with global warming and other issues, it changes from time to time. So usually the winter time for us is like proper winter time, just like Scandinavians or Canadians, of course, understand us quite well.
And you mentioned today that like there's not a lot of daylight.
Well, that's another thing. So
Yeah.
all the jokes about like Northeast Europeans being depressed and because they can't see sun for years, that's a fact. Yeah, unfortunately. But then again, where proper proper summer starts, we enjoy it so much, and probably that's one of the reasons that we are so good at it, because there's a period that we don't do it.
Right.
Although some people have like indoor spots and stuff like that, we don't. So when we are so excited when we finally can get on our boards like in I would say April, usually around Easter time. So and then the summer starts, all the events. So we travel around and it's great times.
So you come home from Argentina, World Skate Games. I'd say it was a success. People had a great time. The competition was there, but especially and knowing you, getting the podiums was fantastic, and 9th place in the giant slalom. But I'm just imagining you come home with a fire in you just to go harder, to do better. And we knew that in 2 years' time that there was going to be another World Skate Game. So what was it like in between Argentina and Italy? What was it? What changes were you making? How many events were you really trying to get to every event possible? Were you doing more so a lot of training by yourself or with your sisters? What was that period between Argentina and Italy like for you?
Well, I guess it's something new, I guess, for downhill guys as well, because we're not Olympic sport. We don't have this like 4-year cycle that usually Olympic sports have, that they can prepare, or so different kind of plans, because they have this goal. For us, it's a bit different. And of course, we have our annual World Championships anyways. If it's World Skate Games, it's part of World Skate Games, like in Argentina or Italy. But then, of course, 2023, we had another World Championships, this time in USA.
Okay.
So it was in September, So yeah, that was like the next goal.
And you went to that?
Yeah, I went to that, did quite well.
Where was it?
So it was in Salem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oregon?
Yes. So near
Salem sounds like how I pronounce slalom.
Slalom, yeah.
I've been corrected. It's slalom, but
so that's some Aussie thing,
Yeah.
that I need to get used to a bit. But yeah, so it's nearby Maryhill, of course, the world
Okay.
famous. So yeah, I didn't had the chance to visit Maryhill before, but of course I took the chance. So with Brazilians, Americans, and then my sister Dominica, we just went to Maryhill Loops Road.
did you do a run?
Yeah, of course, like 3 runs, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's like
boy.
yeah. So I have pics. I have been there. It's done. It's great.
Yeah.
It's off my bucket list. So,
And how was the event in Salem?
it was well. Competitor-wise, it was way bigger because Joe McLaren was coming back from injury, although he still was fighting with some injuries, and we had way more internationals. Like Czechs this time, they had like huge team with all their girls, juniors, amateurs, pros. So it's proper battle. It was super fun, and we had 3 disciplines: giant, tight, and hybrid. So in hybrid, I managed to get to the final against Orion Lerman, one of the upcoming stars of slalom skateboarding, and managed to become the world champion. So it's a big thing for me.
Dude. So those long winters, you're just escaping to just do as much as you can. You mentioned that, and you've mentioned before that some other people in Latvia, some of the other really great riders do indoor sessions. How can you in Riga through those harsh winters? Have you? Obviously you have, but it's difficult to find a place to do it indoors.
Yeah, because indoor spot, of course, you're gonna rent it probably, so you need some more people to split the renting cost. So in Latvia, it's rather easy. So there's Riga, where it's me, my sisters, few master riders, and a few other people. We don't have indoor spot, but of course during winter time, I like to go for long runs in snow. Some people snowboard, of course, although our hills or the highest peak of Latvia, the highest hill is 316 meters, if I'm correct. So not that big.
Flat country, fast skateboarders.
And or like snowboard downhill for us, it's like 25-30 seconds max. It's not exaggeration. So and then it takes forever to get up with the ski lift. Yeah. So and then again, that's our city. Then it's Olaine from Jānis Kuzmins and Artūrs Liskaus are coming.
Okay.
And it's like 1 hour from Riga, and then like 3 hours away there's Liepāja city. So it's next to the Baltic Sea. So it's like Baltic Sea, and then it's already Sweden. So we're super nearby Scandinavia, and they have indoor spot where they have regular practices like once per week during winter time, but mainly for kids and youth. So that's something good that they have this extracurricular activity club, and one of the activities is slalom skateboarding. So that's something quite unique. I know the Czech guys sometimes have something similar.
I heard about that.
Yeah, so it's that's because of course they also have like winter time and of course school time as well. So for kids, it's a bit harder to find the time to practice and to skate in general. So it's a good alternative.
So you did the Salem event in between Argentina and Italy. Any other big events? I'm sure you went to plenty, but any other real big ones?
Well, for me actually it was a big year in general, 2023. One of the things that I do is running marathons, and I managed to reach one more goal of mine. It was to run marathon under 3 hours. I did it in 2 hours 57.
Well done.
So thank you. So that's something that I do during springtime when shitty weather, and Riga marathon that I do, it usually happens in May. So pretty much skateboarding season usually starts after that. So I was lucky that in August I participated in European Championships in Polička, Czech Republic.
Right.
So so-called capital of slalom skateboarding. And
the team is just stacked.
Yeah,
I saw in Italy that team is like, and hearing about their training and the schools and whatnot. How'd you go at that event?
Well, I was, if I remember correctly, third in hybrid slalom. GS, I sucked as usual. And in tight, I managed to become European champion for the first time.
Yeah.
So I kind of understood that this is a good year, something big is going to happen. So I did my marathon thing under 3 hours. I became European champion for the first time. And then in September, I became world champion for the first time. So great year.
Great. It's. I'm not super competitive myself. I don't have like the most extensive background in downhill skateboard racing, but if there's an event, I'm going to go to the event. But I love hearing, and it's something, I guess, like beautiful about the relationship I have with Harry is I appreciate how hard he goes and what racing means to him. Like for me, if I would get knocked out of heat, cool, whatever, I can use my camera now. But seeing, what Harry does. And it was great for you guys to meet in Italy. We'll talk about that. But just seeing all the hard work he puts in, hearing about the hard work you put in, countless events and just like taken something from every event. I'm assuming it's just nice to have these conversations and to hear about like what goes in behind the scenes, because like I said earlier, all those accolades, and you have so many more from previous years I could have mentioned, but I'd still be talking about them now. But it goes to show like things just don't happen. You got to really put in the work.
Yeah, fact.
So Italy. Did Latvia have a bigger team for Italy?
Yeah, because of course it was way closer to us. Just like one Ryanair flight to Rome, like 3 hours, and then like just like bus ride to our event happened in Chieti, so 1 hour approximately from downhill event from Tortoretto.
Right.
So we had quite a big team. It was like 6 guys and four girls. Yeah, for girls it was my sisters Anna, Elisa, Dominika, and then also Andy Ligaruja. She's a skateboarder from Liepāja. And for boys, we had me, Toms Dreiblats, Jānis Kuzmins, Arturs Liskovs, plus 2 guys that switched from amateur to pro rankings, Gustavs Mirchenko and Martins Bardulis. So those are also our upcoming stars of future.
See, he's good at remembering the facts. So what did you think of Italy?
Well, Italy, regards slalom, definitely it was level up in all the possible ways. And so, huge shout out, of course, for the organizers and ISSA and World Skate that managed to it's definitely next level. It was next level event, especially compared to Argentina, mainly because there was way more riders. It was like 60 guys and 27 girls. And the first time we had slalom event with girls from 10 nations, which is, something that, okay, in downhill it happens, but I would say not that often in recent years. World Skate Game being an exception, of course.
Right.
But in slalom doesn't happen that often. So it's a big thing. So it was fierce competition. Of course, end of the day, super friendly.
Yeah.
The scene is not that big, but we're happy. And I was happy to be part of it.
I like that it is such a serious, event. It's the highest level. Obviously, like on par with the Worlds that happened on the off years where World Skate isn't happening. But I just liked how, because I was there to be the Australian team manager, which is the same reason I was there in Argentina. Honoured to have that role and had a really good time and, taking photos for the team and everyone. But what I loved about Italy, knowing how serious that event was, it was just so nice to be back with people that we were lucky, most of us were lucky enough to meet in Argentina 2 years prior. And the vibes were so high. Like everyone was so happy. Everyone was so friendly. It was because sometimes at things at such a high level, and there's obviously a time where it happens. On the start ramp, you're going to be focused, but everyone was just like seemed happy to be there. There wasn't like this real, competitive feel to it until obviously the racing kicks in. But that's when it gets exciting. But it was just such a great event. Tell us about how did you finish up?
Well, it was quite fun, and totally agree. It was like a festival feeling in general because seeing all the faces and it's always nice that we all gather, at least for the Worlds usually, which is the biggest turnout usually. For me, we started with GS. The course was with rather wide offsets, and ended up being 7th, I think. So it was. I wasn't that happy about. Not that much about the placing as much as like my performance, because it's like with downhill runs as well. You feel I did good, I didn't like position that comes afterwards. So after that I was looking forward for tight slalom, which is like my, I would say, specialty in a way. But we had the rain day, proper delay, so I had plenty of time to think about it. But when tight came, I was like straight on. I won the qualifications, won the semi-final against Toms Dreiblats, my good buddy, and in the finals I was going against Joe McLaren, who's the most decorated slalom skateboarder in the last 20 years.
What is he, like 15-time world champion or something?
Well, it depends if you count, of course, the overall titles or straight up per discipline. Per discipline is way more, of course. Right. So, when he started to dominate in 2010, he came to Czech Republic to the Worlds in Hradec Králové. So, since then, he's close to unbeatable. So, it was, a big thing. And actually, of course, he won the GS 2 days before. So, it was a nice battle against him. And
so you said you were up against him in the finals.
Yeah.
What happened?
No, it was all good. We had like 2 proper runs. I was in the lead, I don't know, by 0.3 or something. And in second, it was all good. I managed, I won. It was
Well
nice, and I was super happy to share podium, with him, of course,
Yeah.
because he's the greatest of the time skating. Of course, there were, of course, slalom legends in the 70s, 80s, 90s, but from this time when I'm skating and traveling, well, usually it's him on top of the podium. So
Yeah,
it's great.
and like, got to give people their flowers. But I actually, during the week in my class, as you know, I'm a school teacher, I was showing the students in my class who was staying with me, and during a wet weather day, got some videos up, and I can't remember which discipline, but it was from Chieti, a video of you and Joe McLaren, and he DQs. And for someone like Joe McLaren, who is so decorated and rightfully so, should be so serious about what he's doing because he is so good and he's skating at the highest level. I just loved when his DQ happened. Immediately, he's just clapping you, pointing at you, and congratulating you, because in that moment he has every right to be upset with himself or frustrated that the DQ happened, but straight away that sportsmanship came out and he was congratulating you. And I just thought, like, because as I said, rightfully he doesn't need to be like that, and it can happen in so many other sports. You work so hard and get to that point, but you said like a battle to battle with Joe McLaren. What's it like to skate against him?
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's probably not the best synonym, the battle. But yeah, it's proper racing, that you need to push hard, close to your limits. Of course, we crash as well. We do the same. It just the only difference is we are all by ourselves with the cones, and there's someone on the course next to us. But yeah, it was super great. So I was super happy, of course, with my result, and Joe is great, and I saw also the footage, and I was there as well. So he's super respectful, congratulating, and for me it was a big thing, and
So did that happen in the tight or the hybrid?
Tight, yeah.
And so you finished first in the tight?
Yes.
Hybrid?
National anthem and tight, and everything happened as it should be. I'm happy. And in hybrid, I won the qualies, and in final, I was against Jānis Kuzmins.
Yep.
He's our Latvian most decorated, and also in the world, one of the most decorated slalom skateboarders.
Yeah.
And he won. I just managed, of course, to hit few cones, as I do from time to time in the finals. Have the fastest raw times, hit cones. That's my tradition, what I do.
Yeah.
So but again, nice sharing the podium and hearing Latvian national anthem again.
Yeah, and that's it. And the podium was in such a cool area of that small town, Chieti. It was just such a beautiful town, little Italian town, little coffee shops, pizza shops. Like the bottom of the hill had the pizza by the slice.
Yeah.
Incredible. But where the podium was, and having that big screen, the big Latvian flag up there, and as I mentioned with Joe, you very well in your right to feel down on yourself that you didn't get the win, but being up there on the podium, it's got to feel good. And even having the first place being the Latvian also, like, what was it like not being the number one spot but being still on the podium? How do you feel when you're up there?
Well, of course, it's still cool. It's still a podium, and I'm happy. I'm happy that my countrymen won, and it's not such a big sport, so of course it's all friendly. We all support each other. It's just a race. At the end of the day, like any sport, it doesn't matter if it's downhill skateboarding, basketball, or whatever. At the end of the day, just a competition, just a race, just some activity that we do. Yeah. So it was a great experience, and Chieti, I really like the vibe there. Yeah. Of course, World Skate Games happen like all around Italy, so it would be nice to race, for example, in Rome, because the main difference between downhill and slalom, the slalom takes way less space. You can do slalom courses in 150 meters easily. Because, of course, first we landed in Rome, went around, saw all the other sports.
Well, there were other sports in Rome, and I was left thinking that question too prior to the event. Like, well, why can't we do it in Rome?
Well, probably for downhill it would be more challenging because because of the surface in Rome. But for slalom, probably we could have skis.
Yeah, you don't want to do slalom on cobblestone.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, but then again, I guess organizers did the right thing. Right. I really like the place, and of course for GS we use the same hill as inline slalom guys.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Chieti, the inline slalom happened prior to the slalom, but the road was almost like there's like a steep section. I'll explain it like this if you're watching. There was a steep section, and then it was kind of like no roundabout, but in Australia, like I can only speak for Australia right now, but come down the steep section, it kind of hairpins right. And then there was the hybrid and tight slalom road there, and it kind of had like a long curvature to it and a bit of a rough finish line, which was challenging for some people. But I've always said, even with downhill, and what I was mentioning, like to people in Argentina when we realized what the GS track was and how it could have been so much better. It's just like, well, whatever is presented, like
Just go with
just go with it.
Yeah.
Like we've been doing some slalom meetups, and it's like, just go to the university car park, kick some sticks out of the way, and just do it. Because you never know, you could end up at an event where the pavement is like crunchy, you know what I mean? Like super rough. Hopefully you get something super smooth, but everyone seemed to be, you know, a bit weary of the surface in Chieti on like the days that we were arriving, and a lot of people were coming into town and checking it out, but it seemed to go well. The organisers did what they could. They filled in some large cracks and to accommodate for everyone, but it's just like, we're riding skateboards, just have a crack.
Well, organizers did great job. So hats off to them. And well, regard the courses and setup, in the end of the day, it's the same for everyone. So for slalom, the only like important thing that the courses are not set, you know, like weeks before or something, and someone can get so-called home team advantage.
Right.
So that's something. Of course, with downhill you can't avoid it, but in downhill you have the roads that you are skating. They are there. But in slalom, of course, the slalom courses are set usually a day or two prior to the race. And so, there's no home team advantage. We have our practice runs, we have our time, so it's all good. It went great.
What I loved about Chieti, we've spoken about this a lot, and we just wish this could happen all the time, but the women's field was just stacked, bro. You said 27?
27, from 10 countries.
Roughly,
and more than 10% were my sisters. So Anna, Elise, and Dominika. So it was great, and of course it was nice battle. You could see like ladies there already in skateboarding Hall of Fame, like Lynn Kramer, Judy Oyama from USA. Then again, they're up and coming Czech girls. They were like 17, 18-year-olds.
They're just unstoppable. Did they take out every podium?
Not fully,
not
but
full
close to
podiums.
that.
But what about first place?
Carolina Vojtova. She's 22 or 23.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolute
with ladies,
weapon.
Probably usually you don't talk about age, but So she's
got a long time to keep killing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But with those Czech girls, their like background is that they're doing it for like 10 years, like on average. Some are a bit more recently, but because in Czechs they have quite a big scene with like kids and teens that are starting to do it because their parents were doing it or just joining the after school club that they're having. So and you can like after a few years you can literally see the results because they're great, they're enjoying it, they're fast, they're friendly. It was great.
So sick. And before we move on from Italy, what else did you love about the trip, the event, the town?
Regards slalom, well, just of course the food.
Just overall,
overall,
food.
Just all the time pizza, of course, probably a bit too much. Pizza, pasta, and ice cream all around. So I was a happy boy. Good results, good food. I was happy.
Yeah, I was such a good trip. We may as well talk about it now. There was a couple of days break. You and I you actually kindly came to ask me what my plans were for the downhill. I was managing Team Australia for the downhill skate. Luckily, it's a team of like some of my closest friends. Everybody on the team represents Get That and always has since day one. So it was beautiful to be a part of. It was really cool to actually became the brand became an official sponsor. So seeing the Get That logo on all the boys' suits, but we actually all got a shared accommodation about 25 minute drive from Tortoreto. And as you said, you represented Latvia in downhill at the World Roller Games in Barcelona. Argentina, finances and all that couldn't quite do it. But like I could have said that in the intro with the accolades as well, but first person to represent in downhill skateboarding and slalom skateboarding at a World Skate Games. What was your experience like for Tortoreto for the downhill skateboarding leg?
Well, it was a great experience. So I'm thankful for Team Australia for
we kind of took you in.
It was because I had booked hotel, but actually it was way down the mountain. So I was happy that you guys took me in. So it was a great experience to spend time with you, just to literally just see how the big boys are doing their stuff, and then preparing for the event and how the event go. Because we shared the tent. I was there in the corner. Latvian flag was bigger than Australian, but but it was a great event. I really, really liked it. Of course, the course wasn't the most challenging course in the end of the day.
Right.
Although I managed to do some stupid crashes and in the slide corner, so it was super slow in qualies. but that's history already. So yeah, really enjoyed. There was like crowd of local people as well joining us, like losers, inliners, of course those who went out after the quali were joining the crowd. So it was great to watch. Yeah, proper downhill event because I haven't. I'd actually probably Barcelona was the last like big downhill event that I attended. So it was of course nice to see all the big stars after all the COVID years. Of course, Argentina. Well, there were a lot of people in Argentina, but then again, it wasn't that much as in Italy.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember the exact numbers, but like the meeting that we went to prior to the event, it had all the stats and it was just like all these countries, 100 and whatever riders. It was just insane. So obviously, we had the inline there as well, the street luge. But yeah, it was a fun week having you stay there because, as I said, I'd met you in Argentina. We spent the week, seeing each other every day in Chieti and obviously talking on social media over the years. But it was good to have you there and, like, obviously, again, get that downhill skateboarding. But what I like about you is you're so in the know with what's going on in downhill skateboarding. It's not what you primarily do, especially these days. I know you did a lot more of it when you were younger. But like sometimes you tell me things I haven't even heard of yet and you're all over it. So what was it like? And I actually mentioned this to you before the podcast. I'm never one to shy away from like, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess like recognizing certain people in what we do, like the big names and like what I'm getting at is like, what was it like for you to meet people like Harry Clark, Mitch Thompson, people that have been like
Zach Mills Goodwin,
all
the big boys. Yeah.
Of course. What was it like?
Well, they're all real people. You can touch them. So that's great. And of course, they're all like down to earth guys and super friendly. But you can see that how they prepare and take it in one way more or less serious. Just to compare with other countries, you can see there was like for some there was physios, for some there were like even their own shuttle buses and stuff. So it's like it was great to see so many big names in one place.
Yeah,
because it happens rather rarely, and it was in a way I can't describe it. I was super excited, of course, being part of it. And you can see that the level was there, like all the quality results following. Of course, I see myself down there at the bottom. Then again, I looked at the top guys. They're fighting for hundreds of seconds. It's like so close into it. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, just to be part of it and just as a spectator as well. Yeah.
I almost wish the time we all spent together just could have went longer and longer and longer because just sitting in that lounge room hearing the conversations you were having with Harry Clark and, having you there was like a really good experience. And even after we said goodbye, even Milo was like saying, he's a good, I won't say the Australian word that we'd say, but a good fella, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was good having you there. And like I said, you're just so in the know. Like, how do you keep up with what's going on in downhill skateboarding?
Well, that's something that I like. And of course, you usually watch just the stats from the videos or podcasts like you, Abuga, 35 while Grip is doing. It's like the numbers are in thousands, of course. So, of course, there are a lot of many other people. Not only the big names are watching the podcasts and stuff. So, a lot of people following it. And I'm one of them. And really like to be, well, in some ways, of course, if I wish I was born in a more probably like hilly country or whatever, probably would have competed more and would be maybe somewhere a bit higher than I usually am in the races. But then again, I really like it. Those guys are like the big names are like pretty much, I don't know, Taylor Swift's just or whatever. But for me, the big celebrities in a way. So yeah, I'm happy just to follow them, what's happening in the sport.
Yeah.
Just to see how it grows because there are a lot of similarities of slalom skateboarding as well. Some things that we can learn from them. Some things maybe the opposite way. So
yeah, you're right. And I hope anyone listening or watching this can take exactly what you just said in. Like a big part of why I love slalom is because I feel like it gives me benefits for when I'm doing downhill skateboarding and things that I do on my slalom board can really make changes to the way I skate and vice versa. And like you've said to me a lot, like slalom boards, they're tiny boards. We're riding the same trucks. You got Venom mags on here.
That's correct.
It was good to see like on the weekend that just happened, the GS like MIDI to come along.
Right.
So if any downhill skateboarders are listening, street lugers, whoever, if there's a slalom event, go. You'll learn something. You'll have fun. Even Jacopo, my housemate, all the way from Italy, I had to beg him. Well, not beg him, but I was like, bruh, come on, just come to slalom event. And he was a bit, like whatever. But his first run, whatever his time was, blah, blah, blah. Second run, he got 7 seconds faster and he was so happy with it. And it's a way, I guess, if people do have a competitive streak in them and enjoy that competitiveness, it's a way to be competitive by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't always need other people to race against, and you can always be better in slalom. Like I'm always learning new things. The guys over the weekend were learning off of you, and I think and like I mentioned earlier, we really, really appreciate you coming, and it's going to be something we talk about for a long time. And I feel like slalom might change a little bit in Australia. I think people might start taking it a bit more serious, and things like World Skate Games and hearing about events overseas, like the Worlds, wherever they are, and the Texas Sizzler and all that. Like, I think I'm hoping that it's going to make Australians go harder, train harder, be more serious, travel, and just continue to be there.
Yeah. And of course, as you mentioned, slalom events, just like practicing slalom in general, my personal opinion helps a lot also for downhill guys. And of course, in recent events, we have seen they had an event in February in nearby San Diego, if I'm correct. And of course, Max Caps usually comes to those events, but also Adrian Painel, Owen Fox showed
Frenchie,
up.
Owen,
So you see, and of course, historically, Patrick Switzer, Douglas Delua, they also did slalom. Ramon Koningshausen, he won Maryhill, and he's a world champion in slalom skateboarding. So it definitely helps in a way.
Right.
And especially nowadays, back in the day, you had the Lanyards Evos, the drop-throughs, drop-downs, etc. Nowadays, all downhill boards for top guys are usually short, narrow trucks, Magnum wheels or similar wheels, of course. And that's pretty much slalom setup. You just put softer bushings, change the angles a little bit, boom, you're done. You're ready to do slalom. Right. So that's a good thing.
I want to talk about your longboarding and your downhill days, but before we move on, just because we're talking about recent events and recent big events, after Italy, you went back to Latvia, chilled for a bit, and then you made your way to Brazil. You were back in South America. Tell us about what brought you there. What was the event? Was it a high-level event? Just tell us about your experience in Brazil.
Well, 2024, it was rather a long year in terms of racing. Then again, I kind of still wasn't done. I had this urge in me, just I want to race a bit more. And the same with my sister Dominica. And of course, Brazilians, Bruno Oliveira and Tiago Gardenal and Pedro Frangulis and the rest of the crew, they were hyping up the event in Brazil, in Caieiras, because of the hill, because it's super fast and super challenging. So they were super welcoming to if someone wants to go over. So there were guys from Sweden, Mika Haderstrand, from USA, George Papas, and of course Latvians. So Yanis Kuzmins, Artur Sliskos, then
it wasn't just you that went. It was
a bunch of people,
but none of the girls.
With girls was Dominic, my sister. Yeah. And it was rather spectacular event in terms of the hill, because hill was super, super fast. It was something that we haven't experienced in a while. And
how fast for the downhill skaters listening?
Well, then again, remember, it's slalom skateboarding. You're not going straight. You're going left and right, as I like.
But when you're going left and right around the cones, you're railing like you try not to slide. You're digging hard. You're leaning so hard,
like your body weight.
The angle some of these guys and girls' bodies are on is just absolutely ridiculous. So for this event, how fast?
I try to remember, if I remember correctly, just the measurement gun wasn't probably at the fastest place. That we were discussing later. We were discussing it with the other riders after the event, but I think it was around 56 or 58 kilometers per hour. Yeah. So it's something like that. So rather fast. Well, it's not, of course, it's not like the top downhill speeds, but then again, it's I don't know, it's Maryhill with headwind or something. So it's rather fast. In the end of the day.
Like I said, you can turn a straight road into a beast of a road by putting cones down. Like briefly. Correct. I'll talk about a few years ago, and I really need to do another one. I'm going to do another one this year, but I held an event called the GTS Time Trial, and it was a straight hill. It's called Industrial. There's been heaps of events there over the years, Grom Bombs, Slide Jams, everything. It's a straight hill, a 90-degree turn left, and that 90-degree turn left kind of goes straight for a little bit on a slope still. It's all downhill, and then it's like a a rounded corner, not a 90 degree. Like the road just kind of turns really sharply and goes uphill. And so I held a GTS time trial, put the cones down, and I think it was Adam and I were talking on the weekend at the GS about the event and how you actually had to, like, it was a downhill skateboarding event. I took my roots in slalom to put the cones down and do something different, but we turned that straight road into the sickest track, and people have told me, like, I had to change the way I skate. I had to change the way I was thinking about it. So downhill skateboarders listening, just chuck some cones down, like a can even. Just
don't be lazy. Just do it. Yeah,
just do it. But yeah, Brazil, sick time.
Yeah, great times.
Did you get to spend any time there before, prior or after the event?
Unfortunately, no, because actually we did both. We went to US Nationals and Brazil Nationals. Like,
what was the US Nationals?
In Nashville.
Okay, yeah.
Hosted by Bird Family.
Right.
So yeah, it was like fun times as well. A bit was still fighting with jet lag, so we were a bit like.
How'd you go at that event?
Quite good. In tight, I won.
Right.
In hybrid, I was second behind Joe McLaren, but unfortunately it rained out. We didn't get to do the finals, and the saddest part that we didn't get to do the giant slalom the day after. So that probably would be as well, I don't know, 45, 50-second course, like super great hill. Colin Cruz was there. He was looking forward to show his skills. But yeah, unfortunately, weather's weather. It was autumn. It happens. C'est la vie.
And then results in Brazil?
In Brazil, I was boom, second GS, second in hybrid, and third in tight. Oh, no, second in tight, third in hybrid, I think, yeah. And could have been better, but as I said, in Tortoreto, unfortunately, I made a rookie mistake. And had a bit of a shoulder injury that I didn't realize. I thought, it's going to be all good. I just went to the physio. Well, to the doctor, he said, I need to do some physio procedures, some other stuff.
Right.
Kind of thought, I'm going to man up. It's going to be all good. But then when I went to the US trip, US and Brazil, like in the back-to-back weekends, then I understood straight up that it's not good. So after the trip, I started to do some physio because I was super slow from the ramp. I couldn't like properly push. And not that young, need to care about look after my body a bit more probably.
So what was, apart from the skateboarding, what was the best part of Brazil? Did you get to rip into some of the food there? I've heard it's amazing. Shout out Pedro all the way from Brazil. He's a chef mate, downhill skateboarder I've got there, but the food looks incredible. I've heard it as well. Did you get to rip in?
Yes, I forgot the names of all the good stuff that I ate, but very, very vividly I remember super, super big like street hot dogs that we had.
Right.
Also, Nina, Brazilian rider, she was hosting us as well with nice dinner and sweets and everything. And of course, Oakberry was the sponsor of the event. So we ate acai bowls like every hour. So I still sometimes see them in my, not nightmares, but dreams. They're tasty as fuck. But it was great. Both US Nationals and Brazil Nationals was great time. We kind of prolonged our season before winter time starts. So it was super long here, but then again, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
And I guess nothing's happened between Brazil and Australia, right?
Well, there was this event in Puerto Rico, as you know. Of course. So-called Pirate Downhill. So probably people who follow downhill for years, they know back in the day was a huge event in Puerto Rico. Like
Oaxaca?
Oaxaca downhill. Yep. So I think it started, might be a bit wrong, but 2009-10, it happened for like 6-7 years.
And if you don't know, and I might be mispronouncing it, I apologize, but Oaxaca downhill, if you don't know it and you're a downhill skateboarder, please, after this video, go and check it out. Go and watch Sector 9's videos. There used to be...
ABEC 11s as well.
ABEC 11s as well. There used to be I don't know the exact numbers, and I know you will, but like tens of thousands of people rocking up.
Yeah, it was mentioned like 30,000 people, spectators. That was the event that was popular because definitely at least 1 year, they had to cancel the finals because they couldn't just handle the crowd.
Couldn't control the crowd.
It's like WRC rally events, people everywhere.
Step on the track. Like if the road was this wide, it was actually this wide because there was nowhere for people to go. There was dogs. It was crazy. Yeah. But go and watch the videos. So they've brought it back in recent years.
Yeah, so it's like, I remember back in the day, I was still a small kid. I was working in Riga, our capital city's airport, just in duty-free shop. So super long hours, so I can have a bit more free time to skateboarding and host events. So I remember it was like winter time outside. I'm in the airport in duty-free shop and just in the corner So nobody's just watching Guataka downhill videos in February. It's like, oh, so amazing. You see all the fun, all the coconuts, all the tropical weather, all the big stars there, all the big crowd. I remember I was hooked on the EP035 video from their skate trip to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought, oh, one day I might do it. But, it's like just one of the dreams that you probably never realize. But so, yeah, event happened. Then, unfortunately,
Was it your first time there?
Yeah, I was there. So, yeah. Just to finish about the previous thing, so yeah, they had this event. Then they had the huge hurricane there that ruined the place a bit too hectic. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, unfortunately, it was very, very devastating for region. So yeah, they didn't host the event, of course, for a while. Then there were the COVID years. So in 2023, they restarted hosting it. So I was actually 2023, 2024. I did both years, and yeah, one of the things that I really liked about it, and I also went there, is of course. Downhill is, of course, the main thing there.
Right.
Great course, ends up literally next to the ocean. Then again, they also have slide jam. They also have slalom event. And this year, they also had the skate park event. Yeah.
So there were some big names there, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was like, usually, of course, it's super popular for North Americans. So it was super nice to see a lot of Canadians. Like this year, Alex Hannigan took the top spot. There was Troy Ordwaste and, Team Irene. Yeah, Luke Rose, he was in the final. A lot of big American names as well. Of course, in Slide Jam, there was also Cole Trotta. Who else?
Roger Jones?
I think, yes, he was there. I'm trying to remember all the big names. Of course, Liam Morgan was the judge there. Yeah, Liam Morgan.
LBDR.
Yeah, all the big names. So it was great. And of course, battling it out with the locals, because locals, of course, they know the road quite good.
Yeah.
Then again, that's the cool thing, the battle that's between the locals and in every event. And it ended up being great. Of course, all the locals. There was Ivan Romero was the fastest this time from Puerto Ricans, if you remember correctly. Christopher Deida, Kenneth Barreto, of course. I was battling with him in slalom final.
Kenneth, I met the Puerto Rican team at in Tortoreto. And they were just such nice people, and what I thought was so sick and so roots was they were handing out little printed off flyers for the event.
Right. Yeah,
I'm in another country. I'm from a completely different country, and they're handing them out, trying to get me to the event. And I promise, if I had the cash, if I had the time off work, obviously being a school teacher, I can only really travel in school holidays, but I am going to get there one day. All the things that you've told me, all the history of the skate events there and meeting the people, very few people there. It just seems like a wonderful place, and you seem to love it, and I take your word for it. You also took your girl there too?
Yes. So it was like a skatecation, as they did like Push Culture actually back in the day, did quite nice like vlog thing from the event. So I kind of like that aspect of the event as well. So it's not just skateboarding. It's also beach life. It's coconuts, just nature, just browse around the island and see all the good stuff. And as you mentioned, of course, the main organizer, Hector, he did hell of a work there. To popularize the event, so more people come over. And of course, Greg Noble did a great job as well.
Yeah. Shout out Greg Noble from Noble.
Definitely. I guess it was literally impossible not to every day see some posts from him that the event is coming up. So it was great. The effort that they put in. So it was, I would say, one step bigger in all the possible ways.
Dude, he got to meet Bam Margera. Did you get to meet Bam Margera?
Right before award ceremony, because award ceremony was, of course, in the center of the town. There was music bands playing, and actually he was friends with the band. He even took his microphone as well and sing a little bit. I have footage of that. But he showed up the day before during the skateboarding event. But as I got too exhausted from the sun, I didn't went to the skate park event. So I was like sitting at our Airbnb, I was like checking, Bam is there. It's a big thing, of course. And all the locals, it was funny because not all the locals, all the internationals as well. So of course, like our generation, we know them, but then the kids don't know them.
Yeah, well, that's what's crazy, bro. Like, not off topic because we're talking about Bam who was there, but like my brother, we got 8 years between us, and I remember talking to him and his mates years ago, and I'm like, like Jackass, like, Viva la Bam, like Bam, and they're like, who? What?
Yep.
Bro, what? I was like
changing.
raised on that stuff. That's what made me like get cameras, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and do dumb stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, that's really cool. But you competed in the downhill and the slalom. Tell us about your results in the downhill.
Well, downhill, it's quite easy. I ended up being out in the first round. Heat of 4. I was second after the push. went down to third spot. And then rode in some small patch, lost balance a little bit. So ended up being fourth.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It was a great run. And at the end of the day, it was a great run. Didn't crash all good. And actually, one thing that I missed because I had to come here, a week after they have another event, actually, Comero.
Right.
Same thing, downhill, slalom, and slide jump. Of course, it's a bit with less internationals, but still Garrett Bellinger won that one, if I'm correct. Yeah, and he also actually forgot the Pirate Downhill also had the push race in the morning. It was fun.
You did that?
Yeah, it was 5K, 5 kilometers only.
Yeah.
Garrett won that, of course. And
how'd you go?
I got third, yeah.
Okay.
But it was cool, just super early morning. It was 8 a.m. or something. So, of course, a lot of skateboarders at 8 a.m. usually, if it's not downhill race, they are still sleeping. So, no, it was cool, of course. All the locals, international, just a small way how to wake up, how to start the day. And what I also liked about Puerto Rico, of course, they do the flag run, so-called flag runs. So every country or state, of course, in case of USA.
Puerto Rico isn't a state from the USA, right?
So,
what's the go?
It's I'm just, double check it. Always fact check it. Everything you hear on Get That Skate podcast. They're Commonwealth country. So they are part of, they have US passports, but they can't vote for the president. So technically they're not 51st state or something. Right. They're So for example, in skate games, they started as separate from the US team. Yeah. So it depends on the sports and stuff. But
they have a cool flag.
But but the island is great. It's as I mentioned several times, there's 4 times smaller than Latvia, but then again, there's 2 times more people there.
Right.
So Latvia is 1.7, 1.8, but they're 3.4, 3.5. So it's a great city. It's tropical. Great island in general. Puerto Rico. It's a tropical island. There's a lot of tourists, of course, especially in San Juan, capital city. Then again, just the locals said the same. Just go around the island, explore more. There's so much waterfalls, just mountains, everything. Of course, for skateboarders, there's plenty of free ride spots as well. So it's literally like a skatecation, especially during winter time. Yeah.
Dude, shout out to Puerto Rico. Shout out to the Pirate Downhill, all the event organizers, everyone that manages to get out there. I hope to get there one day because you've sold it to me.
You must, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.